Is all Chinese Moutai counterfeit? So scary! A self-driving car has an accident on the highway. The ceiling of a Chongqing mall collapses in 1 second, injuring children. Jinan University dormitory covered in toxic mold. Lemonade for a penny. Chinese economy collapses. The technology for counterfeiting Moutai liquor has reached new heights. It's now possible to drill holes into the bottle itself. An industry observer of the white liquor sector recently explained the current methods of counterfeiting Moutai. He first checked the packing slip and the bottle's appearance, finding no issues. Then he used a machine to inspect the bottles. You see, it turns into a white line, indicating a hole. This is the first bottle. To avoid confusion, we'll check them box by box. Here's the second bottle, which also has a hole. The drilling is very precise, around this area. However, the label removal technique is so advanced that it's undetectable. This bottle also has a hole. Look at this line, and there's another small dot. And here's another small dot. This is the third bottle, and it also has a hole. Next, the expert brought out a special liquid used to remove the genuine bottle labels. This is the sixth generation of the Moutai label removal solution. It leaves no watermark, no trace, and removes the label intact without any damage. The counterfeiting is so advanced that it's undeniable. We'll time it. About 5 to 6 minutes should be enough. Alright, it's been 2.5 minutes, and it should be good. The liquid hasn't seeped in fully, so it needs a bit more time. Look, this is the hole. Earlier, the needle broke inside, so we'll use the machine to magnify it. Here it is, the hole. Can you see how big it is? This is the magnified view. Even though the hole is only about 0.3 millimeters, we're using a 0.3 millimeter needle now. It's too soft to penetrate, but we can confirm this is the hole. Moutai is a high-end white liquor produced in Guizhou, China. In recent years, the price of Moutai has skyrocketed, with the official retail price set at 1,499 yuan per bottle, or just over $200, but stores sell it for around 3,000 yuan per bottle. Due to its high price, Moutai has been a prime target for counterfeiting. A coal tycoon from Shandong named Mr. Wang recently spent 163,800 yuan, about $23,000, to buy 9 cases of Moutai for an important business project to entertain business acquaintances. To avoid buying fake liquor, he specifically chose to buy from a large and reputable supermarket. Despite this precaution, he still ended up with counterfeit Moutai. He returned to the supermarket to address the issue. Initially, the supermarket was cooperative and agreed to exchange the liquor, but the replacement was also counterfeit. This made Mr. Wang realize that it was not just a one-time mistake and that counterfeit Moutai had already been circulating in the market. In June, a journalist from a Chinese media outlet used a complete set of Moutai packaging bought from an e-commerce platform to create fake Moutai for the Year of the Rabbit and sent it to the Moutai Anti-Counterfeiting Office for verification. Unexpectedly, the staff at the Wuhan Moutai Anti-Counterfeiting Office confirmed it as genuine. The journalist used the drilling technique, which involves removing the genuine label, drilling a tiny 0.3 millimeter hole in the bottle, extracting the real liquor, and refilling it with cheaper liquor. The hole is then sealed with porcelain powder, the label reattached, and the bottle sold as genuine Moutai. An industry insider with many years of experience in old liquor recycling commented that although anti-counterfeiting technology for liquor has indeed improved over the years, its effectiveness against these counterfeiting methods is still questionable. Ultimately, the true test of authenticity comes down to drinking the liquor. Recently, a woman was driving a car with smart driving or automatic driving capabilities on the Jinggang-Ao Expressway. At the start of the journey, the car was moving smoothly, and the system even suggested which lane to take. However, when approaching an intersection, the car did not slow down, but instead started to accelerate. From the video, it's clear that the car's speed increased significantly. During this time, the in-car navigation continued to update the driver about the road conditions ahead. Luckily, at the first intersection, the car automatically adjusted its speed, allowing the woman to pass safely. At the second intersection, where a turn was required, the car again slowed down and passed safely. Throughout, the in-car navigation continued to guide the driver on which lane to take. After traveling some distance, the navigation indicated a sharp turn ahead. At this point, the car suddenly accelerated again. As it approached the turn, the car's speed did not decrease and continued to increase, causing the woman inside to panic. Seconds later, the car entered the curve, and the woman realized that the car had no intention of turning. She tried to brake and steer urgently, but it was too late. The car's rear end collided with the side guardrail, and the woman screamed in fear. Fortunately, the impact wasn't severe, so she was not injured. According to netizens, the car in question appears to be from IM Motors, a high-end smart electric vehicle brand jointly developed by SAIC Motor, Tech, and Alibaba Group. It was launched on January 13, 2021. Many netizens commented on the woman's courage, saying she's very brave to trust her life to technology that is not yet mature. A similarly dangerous situation occurred in March this year. The driver recalls, "On March 23, 2024, I took my 2 children from Guangzhou for a trip. The entire drive in the morning was smooth with self-driving. After dinner, we returned to Guangzhou. Since it was late and we were all tired, we chose self-driving for the return as well. However, after about half an hour on the Guangcheng Highway, we had an accident. There was no warning for us to take manual control. When we hit the first sand barrel, the autonomous emergency braking AEB didn't activate, and the airbags didn't deploy. We then crashed into a signpost, and finally, the car stopped when the chassis got stuck in a flower bed. The entire drive was self-driving, and I didn't intervene manually. Currently, the car is parked at the Aito Service Center in Guangzhou. The repair estimate is over 140,000 yuan, about $19,300. I asked the manufacturer for official data, but even a month after the accident, they haven't given a direct response." Aito is a new energy vehicle brand jointly launched by Ceres, a Chinese car company, and Huawei, and it was introduced in December 2021. Regarding this, Wu Shichi, a researcher at the Cross-Strait Policy Association and a consultant with Taiwan think tank, stated that many countries are still exploring the legal responsibility of autonomous driving. But the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, has essentially discarded proper procedures. The development of China's economy has often followed this approach, conducting physical tests first, then establishing related regulations. This approach has a significant social impact, turning people into guinea pigs and society into a large test group for the government's experiments. Issues like the rights and livelihood of taxi drivers are probably not the CCP's primary concerns. Some experts believe that many high-tech industries introduced by the CCP, including smart driving technology, treat China as a large experimental playground. Therefore, from both the CCP's and the international community's perspectives, the most regrettable aspect is that Chinese society and its citizens have become subjects for high-tech development experiments. At 4 p.m. on July 18th, the ceiling of a mall in Hechuan District, Chongqing, suddenly collapsed, causing chaos at the scene. Various construction materials were scattered on the ground, with injured individuals lying nearby. A large crowd gathered, creating a noisy environment, while many people were trying to move the fallen materials. According to Chinese media reports, the incident occurred in the basement level of Fortune Plaza in the Hechuan District, Chongqing. The ceiling collapse covered an area of approximately 160 square meters, about 1,722 square feet. Thanks to the cushioning effect of the amusement equipment below, the 6 injured people sustained only minor injuries and have been taken to the hospital for treatment, with no life-threatening conditions. The affected area is currently closed for business, and the cause of the incident is under investigation. Locals believe there is a 90% chance that this is another example of a tofu drag project, a term used to describe poorly constructed buildings in China. Such incidents are now commonplace in China. In March of this year, a woman in Jiangsu was shopping in a mall when suddenly the floor beneath her collapsed. She and the merchandise shelf were instantly swallowed, turning the second floor into the first floor. The woman fell into the sinkhole and also landed on a worker who was renovating below, trapping both. Rescuers arrived, and fortunately, both were unharmed. The incident revealed that the mall's floor was hollow. Statistics from relevant authorities indicate that over 90% of major Chinese corruption cases in recent years are related to construction projects. In an anti-corruption survey conducted by the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, the construction sector was identified as the top area for corruption. Experts have criticized the situation, noting that construction projects involve high costs, attracting businesses eager to profit. Corrupt officials and businesses collude, with officials supporting the businesses' bids and businesses bribing officials. To maximize profits, unscrupulous businesses cut corners on construction materials and design costs. As a result, substandard, short-lived